Do it! We have been reunited, Pikachu. Plaid Palpatine has returned for the Plaid Palpatine, the holiday special trademark. I'm evil. Get it? Oh, joy to the galaxy. What's a deposed emperor, a clone never used, to do with all of this amazing dark force power? The Plaid Palpatine holiday special. That's right. Talking about Star Wars. Star Wars is once again for losers. No, I'm just kidding. What is that? How alarming. Is it time for breakfast? It's Christmas. And it's the Plaid Palpatine holiday special. What is Plaid Palpatine? I'll tell you who Plaid Palpatine is in a second. How you doing? Good to see you. Media assets. I'm just rolling into this bloody thing. Just you have to manually shut off last episode's banner because you forgot to take it down, and it's been scrolling this entire time. The Plaid Palpatine holiday special. Yes. No, it's Morning Gratitude here at Live and Learn, the Morning Gratitude Show. And that was a bait and switch. That's classic clickbait. Watch out for the intranet, okay? You know, has Plaid Palpatine has somewhat returned? No. What is Plaid Palpatine? Plaid Palpatine. We follow each other on Twitter. Plaid Palpatine was a coping mechanism that I discovered in response to Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, being a lifelong Generation 1 fan. Palpatine has rows and rows and rows of clones. This one to that one. The one named Bob that was nice and had no force powers that Palpatine mysteriously did not feed to his pet Rancor. He let live and let go and let fall in love, and they had a child named Rey. Until one day, some Sith assassins with a Sith blade for a future video game treasure hunt storyline. Oh gosh, all down the line. My mind and soul were just recovering. So I created a backup personality named Plaid Palpatine. You know, the Plaid one. He was the Plaid clone. A buddy of mine said that needs a Twitter handle and just go with it, because playing the bad guy is fun sometimes. What is Plaid Palpatine? I'll show you. And Pikachu was the executive producer of these shorts that I did close to, over 5 years ago. Remember, be warned that what you're about to witness is street knowledge. Straight out of Compton is a crazy brother named Ice Cube. From the game, I can spit all the lyrics. I'm not going to. When I'm called on, I got a Wookiee co-pilot. No, it's a Pikachu. Trying just going with it, man. Merry Christmas. This is the Christmas stream, and that's about it. Yeah, Plaid Palpatine. Let's do this. I still got a Twitter account for him. This is the pinned thing for it. Who is Plaid Palpatine? Evil incarnate. Now witness the full power of my Star Wars snark. Muhahaha. Do it. All views Sith vetted and guaranteed. May the Force serve you well. May the Force serve you well is the Sith opposite of "May the Force be with you" that the Jedi used as a greeting or a salutation or a goodbye. The Sith used "May the Force serve you well," and that came about in the probably the last major meaningful contribution to Star Wars lore in the Knights of the Old Republic series. That's where I learned that from. Hashtag satire, hashtag humor. And so, yeah, this is just an old bit. Let's see if this works. Let's kick these old tires.
Do it! Hello, and welcome to Plaid Palpatine. Who is Plaid Palpatine? I am a humble Plaid clone, one of many. You never know when it's your turn to host the Force Ghost. Until then, it's practice, practice, practice. Whether it's harvesting organs from my other clones or inventing new ways to torture the rebellion. I'm evil. Take that. Do it. Hello, and welcome to Plaid Palpatine. Who is Plaid Palpatine?
Who is Plaid Palpatine? Well, you recognize Pikachu, do you? Look at that. Look at that. This is a moment in time. I lived in this place in Medford, Mass. Great place. I had one roommate I had for 7 years. The other roommate we had for my last roommate there, we had for like close to 4 years, and he still lives there. And so it's kind of like, it's just like it's like my 5-year voyage on the Enterprise in a way. And that was my bridge crew, yeah. And it was a great place to live. And this is from 2020. This is a video. When did this get made? When I posted this originally, in August 6th of 2020. And this was I've been doing these videos since January. So Plaid Palpatine started as a gag, joined January 2020. Exegol, a galaxy far, far away, is the location. Isn't that cute? Because I'm a Star Wars fan. And look at the seat of Exegol. This is all like a celebration in response to the Rise of Skywalker for the reintroduction of Sheev Palpatine in a cloned form. And the mystery of Snoke has been revealed. And the nature of the voices in Kylo Ren's head and Ben Solo's head have been identified. And yeah. And this is it's a boilerplate identification. That was what we just saw. And this is, and I've kept it going a little bit here and there. It's it had its moment. This was like, this is from June, celebrating Pride Month. And just remember, like, all, there is no marginalization or punching down here.
Do it! Happy Pride Month, and we have new PrideTroopers. That's right, stormtroopers representing each color of the Imperial Pride flag. Lockstep columns of marching troops. Sith Eternal red.
Oh my goodness.
Scarif orange. Tatooine faded yellow.
If I can hear it, they can hear it. Oh shit. Let's see this video not get monetized, because of the audio from this video we're playing. So this is like I'm literally playing audio from my iPod, and this is John Williams music. This is my soundtracks. And so just random music in the background back when things were a little bit more lax. And I've been like warned on like I've been warned on videos that I've posted from conventions, and specifically when I'm walking past like the 501st and the Star Wars cosplayers at the Wicked Boston and the Boston Fan Expo, and also a Dallas Fan Expo too. I noticed that too when I was around the snow speeder. I didn't post any of that. There was a life-size snow speeder and a life-size land speeder. Beautiful props. One of one-size scales. You can have photo ops with, and people in cosplay. Like, the 501st are everywhere at all these cons. Being a fan's a wonderful thing. And this is, I would never go cosplay as Plaid Palpatine because this robe is flannel and it's way too hot and stinky. I would have to wear like a Fremen still suit underneath this thing and to stay in character the entire time. But yeah, these are PrideTroopers.
Oh, Ranger Green, 501st Blue, marine purple, even the stealth troops in shades you can't even see, infra blue and ultra woke. Show your Imperial pride. Come
This
out.
is original
lest we
material.
send the
This is
troops.
humor. This is
Hashtag
satire.
Evil
Hashtag
pride.
evil pride. So this is back in 2020 when, like, you know, there was just that a lot of these things were just like starting to bubble up in the zeitgeist of culture, and especially now, you know, because since March of 2020, I had been on furlough. I wouldn't return to work for, I think, 9 more months, and so like many Americans and many people in the world, we got by and through that time from about March 2020 to about 2021ish, you know, and we got through it together, didn't we? Hope so. And yeah, and there's so Pikachu's been around the entire time. Somehow Palpatine's returned. Yeah. This is a true story too. Like, this is from May 4th, 2020. This is how evil Palpatine is. This is a Pablo Hidalgo book. This is the visual dictionary of the rise of Skywalker, explaining things that don't matter.
Do it.
Ironic, this is what happened to Darth Vader.
Burn.
And it just wouldn't catch. And I had saturated it in lighter fluid, and maybe just a little bit of fear of it blowing up in my face, literally, you know. But I was lucky enough to get the fire department. That was syzygy. That was cosmic. You know, that was unplanned, unrehearsed. You know, that happened. And I did a couple of more takes, and the book would not catch fire. I had but I was prepared. I had a bottle. I had a huge bucket of water, the hose. I placed it on the grill. I had like oven mitts, and I was ready for it. You know what I mean? Some Acolyte. Remember when people gave a shit about the Acolyte? Here's another one. An Imperial Fireside Chat from May 21st, 2021. Let's look. Like the hockey in the background too. This is Plaid Palpatine.
Do it. You know, some days running the Galactic Empire, it's not so easy. Being Emperor is downright tough, such as yesterday's tragedy. Human error. And what a human error it was! There were good people on both sides. A typo in paperwork. It seems that's why Trans and Trandoshan Pride Days were scheduled on the same day. The stormtroopers are still picking out rainbow glitter in reptile scales out of their armor. Oh, it was evil.
Oh, I don't get in trouble for that. It's a little cheeky. You know, this is great. This is King George. Which King George is it? King George the Fifth right now? Which the fourth? Prince Charles? No, Charles. She's Charles the Third. He's the King of England. Yeah, this is so. The official portrait of Charles the Third is done like this, and so this, there was a meme going around that was lampooning Charles the Third, you know, formerly Prince Charles and Lady Di, King Charles the Third of England. This is that his official portrait looks like that. Let's see. Oh, this is one of my favorite all-time Plaid Palpatine skits, and I hope you know. Please enjoy. This is one of the first Plaid Palpatine skits I did. Please, maybe look at the background if you can see. There's a Lego skyline. That's two Legos. It's the New York and the Chicago architecture sets. The beautiful mini kind of sets. Like they're on 2 levels. And then there's a bat signal. I used an old a belt buckle of the Batman shield I used to wear to work. You know, I had like a Leatherman, a spoon. You know, I called it my futility belt. You know, I travel lighter these days. You know what I mean? That's a spiritual thing. But I mean, they call it Happy Sheaves Day, January 20th. So this is almost a 6-year-old bit. This is comedy. This is me being stupid and trying to be funny. So this is one of the first Plaid Palpatine bits, and it's called Happy Sheaves Day. Today, Plaid Palpatine demands more than fealty, for on this hit single, his exhausted and exalted one demands royalties. Who is the OG bad guy? It's a real smash, and what he'll do to his granddaughter and her meddling friends when he gets better again. So this is a little Billie Eilish, this popular single. And let's enjoy. Look at the background.
Do it! So you're a tough guy, like he's really rough guy. Just can't get enough guy. Chest always so puff guy. I'm that bad type. Make your mama sad type. Make your girlfriend mad type. My seduce your dad type. I'm the bad guy. Da! Ah!
What a goof. the hands that's you're supposed to like imagine electricity flowing from my fingertips as like Palpatine, the Emperor of the dark side wielder, does. Shoots lightning from his fingertips. Lightning from my fingertips. Pow! At first feel. That was actually Bon Scott's move. Bon Scott was the original lead singer of AC/DC. Pikachu's always been part of the background. Yeah, that's a bit of Plaid Palpatine. This is the welcome to the Plaid Palpatine holiday special. Thank you very much. It's just a humble clone waiting for his turn to host the Force Ghost. Yeah, and I'm grateful and blessed for Plaid Palpatine, and I'm grateful and blessed for YouTube and like in this Christmas time, and I'm grateful and blessed for Star Wars. And like I usually start off my day with a gratitude list. I am grateful and blessed for my family, my friends, my faith, my freedom, my health, my union job, a good night's sleep, a solid breakfast, the peace that comes from being a man my age, my sobriety in whatever form that shapes and takes today here on Christmas Day, feasting with friends and family, and there'll be libation and, plenty of sweets I should be avoiding too with my hypoglycemic reactions. So like my diet is a land, a new frontier to negotiate, with peacefully and safely, or, I can go right ahead and enjoy all the bumps and valleys and pitfalls that might exist if I have that, like, second cookie or third or fourth beer. And all those sugar points, all those little sugar points are all add up. That's my life. That's my life now. And I have to respect it. I don't have to like or hate it. I can respect it. I can live well and healthy, or I could live in poorer health at the expense of like other things, so just, hey, it's like, be like, George Michael and Andrew Wigley and Wham! UK. Choose life. Jitterbug. A jitterbug. It goes a boom, boom into my heart. Ooh, ooh, you can't stop, and then your head gets hard. It's good, the jitterbug into my brain. Yeah, bang, 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 till my feet do the same. A bop, ba, bop, ba, bop. But my best friend told me what you did last night. I'm grateful for my friends, my family, my faith, my freedom, my health, my union job, a good night's sleep, a solid breakfast, the peace that comes from being a man my age, my sobriety in whatever form that shakes today, the U.S. military for all active service members, especially those serving in these holiday times away from family on active duty. God bless you all, and thank you so much for your service. All veterans who have endured that and have endured, peacetime and wartime, and all, especially those who have given the ultimate price and and given their lives for our nation, our freedom, our borders, our culture, our way of life, this American way, this American hustle. It is still the best nation state on the planet. and people still, by hook or by crook, try to get here to enjoy that life and this lifestyle. We are so blessed and grateful, given the obvious other choices too. So, but to balance that with better humanity and goodwill, especially in this time of peace and goodwill to other people, in the Christmas time, the Christmas spirit. Even my hockey column, my weekly hockey column, just like, yeah, I've known about this for years, but I really never gave it much thought. Didn't have the perspective to really kind of enjoy the intent. But hockey, the hockey doesn't play on. It takes a 3-day break, 24th, 25th, and 26th. There won't be a hockey game again until Saturday the 27th, when there are 13 games. 26 out of the 32 teams will play. And so the Bruins, first night of a 5-night road stretch, and coming off a miserable 1-3-1 5-game home stretch. But it gives you perspective, and the statistics are not as bad as it really looks. Sure, things can improve and will. How they will, we'll wait and see it develop with the new coach. This basically new team and better expectations. Slancha to the new year, to the upcoming year, to the second half of the hockey season, to the Olympic break. This has been your Smoking Puck moment on the Gratitude Show, the Live and Learn Gratitude Show, here at the Plaid Palpatine Holiday Special. You need to see the naughty hat. Pikachu's naughty too. But yeah, I mean, just that would have been commitment to the bit if that thing paid, if Plaid Palpatine paid well or at all. I probably would have stuck with the character. It's like a lot of it had to do with lampooning Trump, and also about Trump detractors and Trump embracers too. It was me at my most satirical, and it was a good character. Because being a Palpatine, you can choose to be a bad guy unless you're like Rey Skywalker, or if you watch enough Plaid Palpatine, there's another character called Palpatine the Gray that shows up. I put on the other robe, and it's like his. It's very Monty Python. I am grateful for a solid breakfast, and I've been eating shepherd's pie this is day 3 of shepherd's pie, day 2 of leftovers, and I'm very grateful and blessed to not just have a good skill set that I can pull off a really good dish. I'm so pleased so pleased with this. It's kept its layers and its transition to leftovers and a reheat, which is really nice. It's not slop. That's a great version of slop would be, of the great use of the word slop would be literal food that's all mixed together and one big spoonful, just give it to you and you say, hey, or eat it. That's slop. So is that term overused in 2025? It might be one of the big terms of 2025. And going into 2026, what will be the next one? What's next for our lexicon, for our buzzwords? Where will 6-7 go? Well, 6-7 will go the way of, 84. It could only be 1984 for 1 year. And what a year it was. And I was 11 for most of it. In 1984, the peak of that toy culture and everything. Great. About being a Star Wars fan, That's good. But yeah, so that's it's the Plaid Palpatine holiday special. Thank you for joining us. It's like that's a clever play on the Star Wars holiday special from the Star Wars holiday special. Was that 1978 or 1979? Wars. Not to be confused with it's 1978. It's running time of 1 hour and 37 minutes. It originally broadcast on CBS television, national television, prime time, on November 17th, 1978. I think that was a Friday night. And what day of the week was it? No, what day was it? No, that's a low. You no, I don't want it. It's me for asking the wrong questions. So that's definitely a user error. I have a solid breakfast. For half an hour, in a foil case. But look at that! Like, I still have a layer of mashed potatoes with a crust of bruleed cheese. In the mashed potatoes, I added some half and half because I did not have heavy cream. Thinking back, I wish I had at least a pint of heavy whipping cream. I could have made some fresh whipped cream for my blueberry pie, which I made. That was good too. If you've been tuned in, you've been seeing the pictures of that. The blueberry pie came out really nice, but the shepherd's pie came out really nice too, and I'm blessed to have made great food and to have shared it. You know what I mean? And to have company to invite to my home, and a reason, to besides myself, to keep my place nice and high and tight. In my little place here, I always like to say in gratitude, live and learn is something my mom would say to me all the time. That's my mom. We lost her last year. God bless you, Mo. We love you and we miss you. Not a day goes by where we don't mourn your loss and appreciate your life and the love that came with it. Sláinte. To you, Mo. She is the phoenix, rising from the ashes up into the cosmos. The Star Wars holiday special, though, was 2 days before my birthday. My birthday's around that. Yeah, 2 days before that. Do the math. Mouth breather. I'm not going to do your work for you. But I mean, I would have been 5 years old, going on 6, watching this. That was like my time. I was a little. Now, in this time, there were the re-release of Star Wars. See, I don't remember. I was too young. May 25th, 1977. I don't remember seeing Star Wars that first time. But it quickly became the playset of all of these children of my generation. The backdrop, the fictional avatars we would devote our playtime to. And it was through Star Wars that I learned about Eastern spirituality. Star Wars, definitely from the get-go, was Eastern coded. We have the terminology, the lexicon, in order to describe this better. But Star Wars is definitely Eastern spirituality coded by a Northern Californian crunchy, granola avocado kind of guy from Modesto, California. Well, that's where my ordination comes from too. My hokey internet ordination, but I'm a spiritual guy. And I never would have gotten to this place of gratitude without every piece of that puzzle. Gratitude was like the final thing. Gratitude was the grout that holds all these plates and tiles together in a way, and waterproofs shit. It's like gratitude is connective tissue. Gratitude is a nervous system. Gratitude is a circulatory system. It's just like it's many things, and it's that important. It covers a lot of ground, but it connects different parts of a body. So my therapy, my mental health, my spiritual health, my emotional health, my physical health, all of these different plates and tiles, they're brought together and strengthened and waterproofed. That's a great metaphor. Into a better mosaic, and using gratitude as the grout, the thing that goes between the tiles, brings it all together, strengthens it. Kind of makes it. Before that, they were individual. Now it's a totality. Do it as you feel. That's just gratitude. That's just like, they should have sent a poet. This is one of my favorite lines from 1996's Cosmos, the Carl Sagan story that I got adapted into that brilliant Jodie Foster movie with Matthew McConaughey. And she was like, no words. They should have sent a poet. Just looking at some kind of galactic event, stellar creation. And here she is. She's a scientist, Ellie Arroway, and she admits, no words. They should have sent a poet. And I don't know where I was going with that, but I know where I'm going. I'm going to eat the rest of my breakfast. I'm going to drink my coffee. I'm going to enjoy this Christmas morning by the YouTube fireplace with my Christmas lights on. I am going to enjoy Christmas supper with family and friends later on today, and but also I wanted to spend some time with anyone that feels alone out there or lonely. I mean, or solitude. I understand that. I'm a maverick. I'm an only child. I'm a bit of a loner. Sometimes a recluse, but I'm all right. And sometimes I know I'll just have a better time being left alone, or just just feeling under the weather too. Just and respect it. And don't go to social places if you're not feeling up to it. And but also blessed and grateful that I am included, that I am part of people's plans, that people who love me have invited me and made space for me and consideration for me, that to include me into their holiday plans. And I'm just like that is wonderful. And to have other plans developing too, my family and I, we have the bug now. We got bit by the bug for wanting to hang out once a year for a couple of days. So hopefully, like we did last year, we're going to all meet up in Orlando and just basically not do much but hang out, eat food, drink a little bit, tell stories, take pictures, and enjoy each other's company. That's what happened last time. We didn't end up going to any of the theme parks or anything. The big thing was going to what was it, the Wawa or the Piggly Wiggly, or what they got, Kroger's or Fresher. We got Star Market up here, and Flanagan's and Roxy's, Purity Supreme, A&P, the supermarkets, the Moolah's Market Basket up here in Boston, kid. But I remain grateful. I'm so blessed on Christmas Day. This is the Plaid Palpatine holiday special, and I'm sorry the dancers. Plaid fed them to the Rancor. They were gonna have the Wookiees would still don't let clones of Palpatine on the planet even after all these years. So he couldn't do the remote from Kashyyyk. The animated sequence got it got bound up in tariffs and being shipped from overseas, and different types of illegal labor, and antitrust and anti-union stuff, and so this is what you're getting for your Plaid Palpatine holiday special. Comics fans will see that I have my spinner rack decorated in the holiday comics. I mean, you got a duck head up there, but the duck is obscuring the Lobo holiday, the Lobo Christmas special. There you go. But I'm a sucker for Santa covers, and I'm on the hunt for them. And this time of year has been great to being exposed to different issues, to be like, oh, write that down. You really want Daredevil 223 now? The one with, this is a Santa with a knife, and then you can tell it's an alleyway, and he's attacking what he suspects to be some kind of ordinary blind person in Hell's Kitchen. Little does he know that his ho 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 will be pow 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 once Matt Murdock, blah blah woof woof, yakety schmackety all down the line. And thank you everyone who tunes in, and I'm also most grateful for you, YouTube viewer. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa. If you're still celebrating Kwanzaa, and if you do, let us know. I mean, just like share with us. What are you eating? How do you celebrate? You know what I mean? Is it a community thing? Where does it origin from? These are things I could look up myself on the internet. I know, but it's for the sake of conversation. Hanukkah just ended. December 21st was the winter solstice. Tomorrow's Boxing Day in the UK and the Commonwealth. I still don't understand Boxing Day. But it's one of these sublime little differences, between the British culture and its bastard sons and daughters over here in the New World. And that's about it. So I'm going to eat my breakfast, drink my coffee, enjoy my Christmas day. But keep in touch. Don't be alone. Don't be lonely if you're alone. There's a whole internet out there you can connect with. But what you eat is what you're going to get. I mean, garbage in, garbage out, or fruits and veggies in and fruits and veggies out. I'm going to tell you that I've been getting ready for my day by trying to power down my phone a bit, and I watch Bob Ross. And I love art, and I love watching things about art. And I need to, I get no more stickers on my iPod, on my iPhone case. Maybe I've outgrown that. And that's fine. Doesn't mean I'm not fun anymore. But, I mean, geez. I mean, what if I could take Pikachu with me everywhere I go by putting a Pikachu on my phone, but it would be better to get a Pikachu-shaped OtterBox. It's not my idea. It's his. He's the executive producer. Merry Christmas from me and Pikachu. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. May the Force serve you well. And do it! Naughty. I know, Plaid Palpatine. Well, God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And be grateful. Leave a comment. And thank you for being part of this channel. If you're new, subscribe. Smash that like button. You can hype this stuff, whatever that does. And have a good one. And have a great holiday. And stay in touch. And don't let the sadnesses weigh you down. You can let go of them. The only way to become enlightened is to let go of the heavier things. When you let go of the heavier things, you become light enough to rise above it all. I mean, think about that for a little while. Seriously, render that. Play with it like it's a Rubik's Cube. It's pithy, and it's meant to be here and gone. But think about the heavy things you're holding on to emotionally or financially too. I mean, figure a way out of that. I mean, those are real things that can bring a human down, and they do, and keep them down. But what can we do about things? We can learn to let go of our attachments, such as the Buddha suggested. This middle way. You're human. You're going to feel one way or another about certain things or this and that. It's bound to happen. But when your overall spiritual lens becomes that, you see through that, and that's the clarity of your vision, and that's part of your vision is the series of non-attachment. And heading circle back to Star Wars just for a second. You know what I mean? Even this little bowl of knick-knack stuff. My Green Lantern rings. A friend of mine was Dell's Coffee was nice enough to give me this. Ain't that cute? Yeah, that could go on my phone. Seriously, if I wanted a sticker for a phone. But yeah, I got all my I got my Legion ring in there too. This has been all the Green Lantern rings from the great giveaway, but it's in a Star Wars bowl. and it's part of my studio. And Star Wars has its own shelf, and Star Wars was very important, and it still is too. But perhaps you'll find more peace about Star Wars when you learn to let go. Like, let go of the Disney canon. Let go of your attachment to it ever being real again. Let go of your attachment to the superiority of the expanded universe, aka what they call legends. Would a Jedi feel that way? We used to have what would a Jedi do? Now a Jedi is a Disney property where a certain turpitude and a grayness has been allowed to encroach, but it's a fictional space where you are allowed to have. These were the knights and the knights had this moral code, and it was a fictional space where knights could be knights, 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 with the chevaliers, where knights could live their moral code. But it also it created an echo chamber. It created a blindness. The evil adapted, and the good never thought to, until it was bitten by the evil, and it was too late. I mean, that's what I took from Star Wars. That's what I take from. That's a statement on Star Wars. I mean, that's what I took from the prequels and the old expanded universe canon. And then when you dovetail the Old Republic, which was relatively newer, it's probably the last meaningful contribution to old Star Wars lore and canon, in my humble opinion, where all those 4,000 years before the Battle of Yavin, that is the time of Darth Malgus, with Darth Revan, with Bastilishan, HK-47, like all that stuff. I never played it. I watched all the clipped scenes over movies. They were like 8-hour long movies, and then there was this other one about this. I forget. You can choose a path. It's like the ultimate what if book. And every choice you make has some kind of bearing on your destiny. And so this time, I think he had like 3 different names, but I knew him as Darth Nox, Nox, as in like noxious. And he had like there was a Twi'lek slave girl that was involved, and just this huge Jedi versus Sith tale. Like they're previously, so it established, non-Lucas, but it was LucasArts. It was like this was like part of this the interlocking pieces of the universe. Was that they are now documenting things 4,000 years before the Battle of Yavin, and how some of these fights went on for thousands of years, and then there was previously imbalance in the Force, and there was previously not just a previous Jedi Empire, but a Sith Empire or two, and then there was the Sith Empire that was out on the other side of the galaxy. And then there was like this overstory of like it always being like the same bad guy or something. It's Star Wars. It can get convoluted. It's just a fictional story, and it's cobbled together by many sources. And it used to have a more unitive kind of editorial, feel to it. Now it's been Disney-fyed. It's been Disney-fyed. Yeah. And we're gonna blame Disney for Disney-fying Star Wars. Maybe we should blame ourselves for having expectations that Disney could deliver something, that wasn't Disney in a way. They totally Disney-fyed it. It's neither okay or unokay. You can respect it and be like, that is what they've offered. This is why they offered such a spectrum of different kinds of entertainment. Well, these kind of people will like this one. This kind of people would like this one. This kind of expected fan base. They should be made for all the fan bases, and all fan bases could enjoy it. But there's a boutique, like a magazine rack type of, presentation of the content. different people who are will watch shows for different reasons, and you have to, the only way we're going to succeed in this new marketplace is if we offer the content. Well, did it matter? Some shows seem to. I mean, like, does popular opinion dictate what matters in Star Wars? Usually, back in before 2012, before the dark times, before the Empire. Back then, I mean, you had G-Canon. That was the unitive one canon, one ring to rule them all. Everything under G-Canon was under G-Canon. G for George Lucas. What was G-Canon? Let's look at it. Let's ask Rock again. I've asked it before. You know what I mean? It's like, even like, I've noticed different answers across the different. What is G-Canon in Star Wars? What is G-Canon? Not Grok is. What is G-Canon, Grok? In Star Wars, it used to be something. Now it's something I call D-Canon. G-Canon, short for George Lucas canon, was the highest tier in the old Star Wars canon hierarchy used by Lucasfilm before Disney's 2012 acquisition and the 2014 canon reset. It represented the absolute overriding canon, primarily the 6 episodic films, episodes 1 through 6, in their most recent versions. Plus, here it comes, any direct statements, ideas, or unpublished notes from George Lucas himself. And that includes those early, like, think Star Wars 76, Star Wars 1975, 1976. George Lucas is still fleshing out, there's Deke Starkiller and his father Kane, and Kane Starkiller and Darth Vader, the Prince of, and Prince Valorum, on the other side are but Darth Vader is a separate character than Kane Starkiller. So Luke Skywalker came to be days before shooting. Mark Hamill will say, I was reading for a character named Luke Starkiller. And a few days before shooting, George is like, Mark, we're gonna have a little change here, Okay, but that's like, we're talking G-Canon. G-Canon is like, it's my canon back then. So I'm a kid back then, in the 80s. So we had movie novelizations. We had the movies themselves, which there was little tinkerings here and there in re-releases. There really was, up until the ultimate tinkerings in 1997, when George Lucas himself changed his original vision. So now you have 2 things residing in G-Canon itself. You had the original trilogy, and you have special edition trilogy. Logically, I guess you could say the original trilogy has no prequels. That it's just some unfounded space. That Star Wars 77, before it was A New Hope, it becomes A New Hope in 1981 after the release of Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, in the crawl. In Episode 4, A New Hope is added to. So that gets added to and released and becomes canon in 1981. Before that, it was just Star Wars. Yeah. And then, like, the cutting room floor stuff. Like, there's not much to it. Like, there was one really nice scene about Luke building his lightsaber in Ben's hut, using, like, leftover parts and some instructions that he found. And this is as he's probably building it, he's testing it, and he's going to load it into R2's head for the reveal. So the story works better with that story beat. There's also like another story beat in Return of the Jedi where it's like the end of Act 1. It was superfluous. It was on the way to splitting up. They had just defeated Jabba. They were entering their ships, the Falcon. Luke's getting into his X-Wing with R2. So they're about to split up the group, and they won't see each other again until, like, you know, the fleet reunites. and then the Endor mission where they get split up again. I almost confused myself. But it's a sandstorm scene, and Han can barely see, and they're splitting up the team, and everyone's going into the Falcon except for Luke and R2. They're on their way back to Dagobah to like finish Luke's training, and this is where we'll resolve we'll resolve Yoda in the story, Yoda's fate. And just wind me up and watch me go talking about Star Wars. And I'm grateful and blessed on this Star Wars. This is the Star Wars, the holiday special. It's the Plaid Palpatine, the holiday special. Do it. He's naughty. He is. And but I mean, like, yeah, maybe logically think about it. Like, the original trilogy doesn't have prequels. The special edition does. If you want to introduce, I've kind of veered away from such ideological purity in the fictions, so I can remain G-Canon. So I guess G-Canon includes both original trilogy and special edition, and the prequels, episodes 1, 2, and 3. That's right, Star Wars. On Christmas Day, I mean, I'd be unwrapping presents as a small child, seeing that I got, in 1983, Christmas 1983, I got a Millennium Falcon. I got a Y-Wing. Those are huge toys. I already had the Sky Striker and the Rattler from the year before. Or maybe that was like that year too. I'm not sure. That was a big Christmas. I was 11. Those were big Christmases with big toys. I remember getting the Death Star. Not the Death Star. I got the Death Star earlier, but specifically for Christmas, I remember my grandparents' place in Dorchester on Mount Ida Road, and underneath the Christmas tree and unwrapping it, The Empire Strikes Back, Darth Vader's Star Destroyer Command Center space set there with the meditation chamber and the fake hologram. They called it the Grand Vizier. Lord, where Darth can communicate with the Grand Vizier, trying to mimic the hologram scene with the just revealed character of the Emperor. That was played and voiced by a different actor. They had a different dialogue. So in special edition, that scene is replaced with actor Ian McDiarmid, who plays Palpatine in the prequels. And so his dialogue is now added. Now, even McDiarmid is Palpatine in Return of the Jedi. But specifically, in Empire Strikes Back, for special edition, that scene was changed. The holograph, and there was an adjusted bit of dialogue about Luke's identity, about the son of Skywalker. I like the original ones the best. I don't care if it's Boba Fett has a different voice. I don't care that the Emperor isn't visually consistent. That was like unnecessary. I mean, I don't care. I'd rather have the original version, and I'm blessed and grateful to have the original version. And I am yet. Let's wait and see what they offer for this Star Wars 50th anniversary release in movie theaters. Speculation is wild. Claiming without evidence, or maybe what they think they have is evidence, and I just haven't been sold on it. Perhaps, I'm not sure. The re-release of Star Wars: A New Hope for its 50th anniversary. But remember, Star Wars: A New Hope was released in 1981. So for 4 years, we had something else. We had something called Star Wars, or the Star Wars, and That was it. And so that movie, unencumbered by special edition subtractions in its original glory. Now, recently, last year, a British Film Archive unearthed a celluloid, 35 millimeter print of the original Star Wars, and people saw it as movie aficionados and critics. And there were some feelings of like, wow, we've kind of lost touch with this aspect of set design and costuming and play, where we allow these actors to inhabit these backgrounds and sets and costumes. They make this imaginary world to sell us the story. But now in the age of CGI and all these digital special effects, like how removed. So seeing, like, I for one love the original special effects of Star Wars. The boxiness around the TIE fighters in the Act 2 escape scene from the Death Star, and the Falcon, as the Falcon is defending itself as great kid, don't get cocky. I mean, you could always see that shit, but it was like, still, for its time, it was really, really good. And, and edition after edition, some of that blockiness got smoothed out, but like, such as in Star Wars versus Star Wars: A New Hope Episode 4 Special Edition, where Lucas added more starfighters to the Battle of Yavin, where I felt like shit. I used to know the exact number of the original trilogy starfighter group that went X-Wings and Y-Wings only. Red and blue squadrons went up to, I think it was 17 or 18, starfighters. It's too small to that the Death Star won't even know, yeah, exactly. And then Lucas went and added more and more and more X-Wings and Y-Wings, the background. I'm surprised he didn't put any B's and A's in there too. Why not? We didn't have the U-Wing yet. Remember, the U-Wing is a concept that's 8 years old, but the U-Wing is a great design. It really is. The U-Wing is the SUV of the Rebel fleet. And then there's also a TIE version of that it's kind of looks like the Escalade, and it's they were both introduced in Star Wars Rogue One, a Star Wars story. And as designs go, I mean, there's completely spot on, recipe for the OT. I mean, the designers of Rogue One, Rogue One probably remains the finest example of Star Wars in Disney. I have yet to see The Mandalorian and the seasons, or Andor, or The Acolyte, or the majority of the Obi-Wan show. Some of these I've read in Marvel Comics adaptation forms. Ahsoka. I read Ahsoka. As a Rebels fan, do I have feelings about Ahsoka? I don't know. I didn't watch it, but I enjoyed the story. It was a little divorced from its TV content. Now it's as a serialized. It's kept its serialization, so it keeps its pacing, and but it's offered as a comic book instead of a TV show. So I experienced a story. I said the resolution, like it's all set up to a future payoff. Do those story notes need paying off? Yeah, sure. Why not? Give it that a second season. Recast Balin Skull. I mean, we lost Ray Stevenson, and he was an amazing kind of presence and role. Who would you recast? As Balin Skull, with those fallen Jedi with an orange lightsaber, with a powerful Padawan learner, who's they have this archetypical relationship set down in Game of Thrones between Arya and the Hound. And that mentorship, that monstering, one could say. I mean, before the Arya was basically mentored by Sandor Clegane, and that wonderful Batman Robin relationship. It's also a lot like Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller. That's like Batman, old man Frank Miller Batman, and Carrie Kelly as Robin. I mean, I can see that there too. Are there any other examples of this? You know what I mean? Maybe that goes back to the Avengers with John Steed and Mrs. Emma Peel. Maybe. I don't know. But Star Wars, and welcome to the Plaid Palpatine Holiday Special, where we went a little overtime and I just started chatting, enjoying a cup of coffee with you. Thank you so very much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. May the Force be with you. May the Force serve you well. Enjoy Star Wars. There are lots of things to enjoy. It's made for, it's just it's made a little differently now, but there's plenty of classic material out there to sink your teeth into. It's all brand new if you haven't gotten to it yet. So if you don't know who Jaina Solo is, what are you waiting for? Jaina Solo fell? Who is she? Well, why does she have a hyphenated name? No spoilers. You get a better Boba Fett over there. Seriously. Okay, well, God bless. Namaste. Good luck. Enjoy your Christmas. Thank you for spending some holiday time with us here at the Reverend Sully Network, the Eric O'Sullivan channel. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. We are still a growing channel and would love to earn your subscriptions. We talk about food. We talk about hockey. We talk about spirituality. We talk about Star Wars, Star Trek, sci-fi. We also talk about comic books. So, come and get it. It'll make your YouTube day a little better. In a sea full of negativity, I offer maybe some positivity. I don't have answers, but all I have are more questions. I live and I learn, and I'm very grateful and blessed. My bills are paid, my sink is clean, and the bed is made. I mean, those are 3 little positives right there and on the day. And it's it. I'm not taking the holiday off. My bills are paid, my sink is clean, my bed is made. Those are, and just build from there. Keep going. You got this. Who are you waiting to do? Are you waiting for someone else to do it? And if so, why? Now get to it. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you later. From me and Pikachu here at our Boston studios, we wish you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and thank you so much for tuning in. God bless.